Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to customize and to create a template in Logic Pro 10 to increase your workflow, to write down your ideas more quickly, and to even produce music in a more efficient way. Remember to like and subscribe this channel and to share with your friends, which helps me to make more contents and share with you my tips and what I do in the studio here, and hopefully it helps you guys as well. Now, there are many ways of making a template in Logic Pro 10, and for songwriters, I have a few templates actually, but this one is a songwriter template that I would share with you guys. And as you can see, first of all, you must have a drum track, which helps you to keep track of the beat and to make things easier where everything is synced together. And also, I have guitar tracks, I have an ARP, I have piano ARP, I have bass, I have pop synth bass, I have high pad, low pad. I try not to have too many things going on because it's just a template. Once I have the idea built up, I can always export or to to increase or expand the idea into other instruments and other tracks as well. But to start, for example, let's say all of a sudden I dream of a melody or I dream of something, I just want to quickly write down. I do not want to load up a template with 200 tracks, which is going to take forever, and by the time it's loaded, my idea or my inspiration is already gone. Oh, by the way, this template here for songwriters also it creates more like an inspirational effect, if you know what I mean. Now, let's say I have my keyboard here. Remember, the shortcut is Command K. And if you want to know more shortcuts, I have another video which I show you the link on the top right corner, and you can check that out as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this template I created for songwriters. And of course, I have different elements here. First of all is the drum track, which is very important. As you can see from my other tutorial, I talked about the drum tracks, and you can check out the previous tutorial about drum tracks and all that. And it's very useful to keep track of time. And in this template here, I also included guitars and also an ARP to create some movements. So when I press chords, it actually do a slow arpeggios, and a faster arpeggio I created is for piano. So let's take a look at here. All right, and then I have a bass. So you might have to put on your headphone to hear that. And then some pop synth bass for different types of song. You may want to have a little bit different things here. High pads, low pads, and also you may have some vocal tracks or any other sample you are recording live instruments or something like that, you can put in here as well. So this is a very simple template. The reason why this is very simple because sometimes when you have an idea that pops up in your head, you might want to just create or write down something very quickly. So you can just quickly load up this template with only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks or 9, 10, okay? 10 tracks instead of like a 200 tracks template, which is going to take forever to load up. And by the time it's loaded and your idea or your inspiration is gone. So this template is very useful for quickly create something. Let's say I have an idea in my head. So I just quickly load the tracks. I already have the drum tracks for you already. So I just play whatever idea I have in my head. Obviously, it's just fooling around. So remember, I didn't record it, and the shortcut for that is Shift-R. Voila, it's all there. Okay, so for the shortcuts, I have another video that to help you guys. You can just check out the links below and also check my channels, and you can find out all that to make your music production or music creating process much easier. Now, For this particular tutorial, I'm just going to use some other tools that I get from ETC Productions. Why do we use MIDI? Because I can play piano. Actually, myself, I'm at like performer's level of playing piano. Why do I still need like MIDI to do that? Well, because sometimes when I'm on the road, I might be on tour or on a bus or on a plane or something. I just want to create something. I'm not going to bring my MIDI keyboard with me all the time, right? Let's say I just want to write something quickly or, just to play around. I don't really necessarily have a keyboard with me. And with a computer keyboard, it may not be the best to actually play chords with, right? So in this example, I'm just creating this with you at the same time. So let's say I picked a minor chord, okay, a minor key. Let's pick something very rather difficult, maybe E flat minor or D sharp minor or whatever. And I just quickly drag, whatever. I'm just gonna drag this into my guitar track. One chord and then jumping to 6 and then jumping to 4. And then jumping to 5 or maybe a 7. I'm just fooling around here. 7 and maybe a 5. 5 chord. Actually, with the MIDI you can actually adjust them, okay? And to give you some idea. Now, let's hear it. Okay, so with chord progression, with drawing, drag and drop the MIDI, you can quickly get your idea going. So which is great, right? And I'm going to put some links below to where to find that and all that. So besides the major chord, the minor chord, the 7th chords, there's also like inspirational tools here with arpeggios. And since this is like a slower song, I'm just going to use the andante one. And you can actually have different patterns. Let's say, well, you just have to match up with the key here. This is E flat minor. And I'm just going to find E flat, or here we go, this pattern here. Ignore this chord here for now. Okay, so I don't like this one here because it doesn't really fit my chord. So instead of pattern 12, let's try something else. So this one is partially D flat and partially B flat. So let's see if it works better if I'm matching the chord. Okay, so you can see that with the template and all that, it works quite fast, right? And there are so many different patterns that you can, quickly do the MIDI drag and drop. I know some people are like, I know how to play piano. I don't need to do that, but it's just a workflow. I'm always about efficiency. I can perform, I can play piano on stage, but I still sometimes depend on occasion, right? If I'm on a bus ride or I'm on a plane ride, obviously I'm not going to have my 88 key keyboard with me, right? So Vivace is a faster pattern, is more for EDM. So that's it for now. I'm going to talk about these MIDI stuff in another tutorial. So this one, I'm going to focus on templates. Now, as you can see, I have the drum track, right? And then I have guitar track to actually play my melody. I have the arpeggio to help the movement going. I have a piano to do faster arpeggio. So let's remember, shortcut is Option click to drag that down. And let's hear it. Okay, the piano is really loud and very hard. So I'm going to turn up the reverb here to make it a little softer and also lower the volume. So with movement, it also helps the inspiration and to, you know, the creativity going rather than just drum and melody or even just the melody. So it's pretty bland, right? So with the movement going, it helps your brain to work, kickstart your project faster, right? Now, also with the bass and all that. So let's, you know what? Just copy and paste again. But in this case, all right. So just to help me have some kind of bass there, all right? And let's do that again with the pop synth. But now, the pop synth can go a little higher. Okay, so let's hear it now. Okay, so it may not be the best, so bear with me because this is just fooling around. And high pad, let's have some higher notes here. So remember, this is all based on that same chord. All right, so low pad. Now, with all the rumbling, of course, you will have to do something with the EQ, but at least we get the idea rolling now. So remember, I am choosing these instruments from Logic Pro 10, the stock instrument. I'm not using any extra samples. Okay, basically that means you can also use this template and create your own sound. Okay, and it's pretty simple. Everything here from the instruments to effects, these are like stock effects. Okay, reverb, I have short and long reverb and a delay, and these are, you know, very familiar. I have an analyzer, make sure it's, you know, the spectrum here, creating nice curve, okay? And these two tracks are vocals, or any instruments, live instruments. You may have like someone playing a live guitar or someone singing or doing some vocal shouts or something like that. So you can put in this track, okay? And low pad, high pad, these are all from, if you want to check out, this is from Alchemy. Okay, that's Logic as well. Very powerful synth. And this is old stuff, right? But it's still very useful. These are all from here, okay? From the library. So I just chose these, no particular reason, I just want to fill up the spectrum. So you can also, based on this, and you can create your own template. And I put ARP. ARP is also part of Logic's in the arpeggiator, okay, in a MIDI function, okay. So it's very powerful, very useful, because you want to have some movement. So that helps a lot with the overall feeling of it. And then this one, guitar. Guitar is also like Logic Pro 10 sampler, okay. Drum track, of course, is a drummer, which I talked about in another video, okay. Now, basically, this is just drag and drop, and you just adjust the volume, you do your panning, and you do your EQ once you know MIDI or performance done, okay. And then I can always change any notes that I, customize it a little further to your taste. Right? So it's very, very powerful. Once you have your template set up, one advantage is you know your melody line, and then it reminds you what other instruments or what other movements you can potentially have in your music, so that you're not leaving out any elements in your track. So that's why I designed this template this way, with the drum, with guitar for melody, with some movements in piano and guitar tracks, and also bass to occupy certain spectrums in the frequency, high pad, low pad, and all that. So let's do this again, and I'm gonna solo each track. Drum track, melody, and then I have the guitar out, arpeggio, and then piano, obviously is faster, and then I have the bass, which you need your headphone to hear it, and then I have the pop synth to create some other kind of sound, high pad to create the bed texture, and the low pad. Remember, these are all from Logic Pro 10, so it's nothing extra. All right. So it's pretty useful to have your own template set up, and you can also build your own template based on this. My point is, do not put too many tracks in your template. Otherwise, you're going to lose track of it, and it takes forever to load. And by the time it's loaded, you just lose your creativity, or your idea is gone, right? And with this one, you can also just drag and drop any chord progression and build your own melody from there. You don't necessarily need this pattern here, right? Let's say I don't have my pattern. You can also play your own melody line. Okay, so, and that's about it for this time, for this tutorial. Remember to like and subscribe and share with your friends, and it'll help me to create more content and share with you guys what do I do in the studio to make my workflow faster and more efficient and more productive. Hopefully it helps you guys, and I'll probably have another tutorial about some other more complex type of template and to share with you guys. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. And also, I'm going to include the links down below in the description area, the MIDI files, where I find that. This particular template you can download as well. So I'm going to include the links below, so make sure you check that out. Also, other tutorials from the past, like how do you transform hand claps into drum sound, and also how to use Apple Loops and kickstart your song with beats and all that. A lot of useful stuff from other tutorials. I'm going to include the links. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video if you find it useful, and helps me to make more content and to share with you guys what I do in the studio.